What's up, everyone? How you doing out there in YouTube and the YouTube world? Hello and welcome to another live stream chat discussion during our bye week here at My Cowboys Family. So, first things first, as always, let me check this. It's showing me offline. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Fishing with Corey Daniels, Game Changer. What's up? What's up? As you know, there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of news for today for being a bye week. Trying to see if this thing's working, guys. Give me 1 second. Yeah. Yep. All right, we're good to go, brothers and sisters. Hit the like button. Hit subscribe if you're new. We appreciate it. And what's up, Jack the Ripper? Assad Lalani. What's up? Tobias T. What's up? Thoughts on Skandrick playing F Donald Trump in the locker room? I'll have to check into that a little more. I gotta admit, I did not hear that yet. But since we have a couple people in here, let's kick this off, guys. I'm gonna go through the kind of the basic stuff, guys. You heard both of our breaking news this morning and afternoon, basically, by my fiance. Giving you all the reports. Let's start off with first thing that came in through the news wire. Nolan Carroll, guys, the cornerback we all love to hate, gone, cut. So he's out, which is good news to, again, I think most people agree he should be cut. The fear is that we're short at cornerbacks. So who's going to play that spot? Ben Wickery? I mean, so you have to balance. What was the thing there that was going on? What's up, everybody? Amy Can Fly, Chris Sr., what's up, guys? So look, let's take it one step at a time. Let's start with I just want to get this information out there. So again, the cutting of Nolan Carroll, he's going to cost us $2 million next year, a hit on the salary cap. I see that as not a big deal for releasing someone like Carroll, just getting that off the team. Not saying anything about him. I know he had a DWI, but he just stinks on the field. He's maybe his best skill is a tackler, and he had a horrible game against the Broncos. He had some decent stuff in preseason, but for a guy who's supposed to be a veteran, and we see Jordan Lewis is already better than him, time for him to go. So I think Jordan Lewis made that cut, honestly, like helped finish that off. Cowboys 42, what's up? Cowboy, what's up, man? How you doing? Nando Martinez, what's up? Have you met Mr. Razor? No, I have not. Who's Mr. Razor? Oh, for my face? Yeah, nah. Remember, Nando, I already trimmed after the Denver loss, like I promised, but I didn't say I was going to shave it off. Game Changer says Lewis Neal is being put exactly, and that's what I wanted to talk about. Game Changer, is that a set thing? Because I haven't heard that yet as official, but I think that's definitely going to happen. He's going to finally get out there and get a chance to do what we saw him do in preseason, and all eyes on him as far as hopes that he can give our defensive front line now that Stephen Paea, as you guys know, and as we reported earlier today, he retired out of the blue. Now, I'm glad he at least waited till Irving was back. There's a lot of factors that obviously went into this, and the main thing is his knee swelling all the time, having to not practice ever, going in for a quarter and a half, maybe halftime if he's lucky. He didn't, he just was very limited the entire season. I really liked him. He was my dark horse guy. I thought he was gonna be, a spark, and now he's retiring. So sparks flickered out. So let's see here. Dude, this is scary. Our locker rooms are becoming a divided place. I know. Listen, Jack the Ripper, we're going to talk about that because I think that contributed. And just hear me out here. I think that the Jerry Jones talk this morning, which is another big deal. Jerry Jones met with the players this late morning, I think it was, and had a talk with them in the locker room. It was a private discussion, from what I've heard. And when the players left, they were all upset. There was a lot of no comments when they were asked by reporters. It didn't seem like a happy locker room, and no matter what you guys want to, what your opinions are, my opinions are, anyone's opinions are about the kneeling or the standing or the respect or disrespect of the flag and the different things that entails. Right now, what Jerry Jones is doing is making things 100% worse, and I hate to see this happening to our Dallas Cowboys team. I mean, as the owner, what can we do? Nothing. He runs it from the top, and he has his hand in everything, Jerry Jones. So, guys, it hurts to see It hurts to see the Cowboys this way, and to have to go through this. Me as a fan, us as fans. Crazy, guys. I don't know. It's really sad that this has got to this point. It could have been all avoided back in 2009 if the NFL didn't take that money to force the players out in the field, and did not write it. Also, did not write in their rules that they have to stand. They just have to be out in the field. And these are very important details that make this kind of a clear-cut case, in my opinion. But in the end, Jerry Jones is just igniting the fire that that already was going to be there. And again, DeMontre Moore, David Irving, they kind of put the Cowboys team and owner on notice in a way, even though it wasn't technically during the anthem. It was close enough for Jerry Jones to be upset about this. So he is the owner in the end. I know there's team rights, but kind of like in states and federal government situation in our country, it's kind of like the teams have team rights, but then the federal rights, which would be the NFL, overrules any team rights if it violates a player's right. And that's, all that stuff is mixed into the agreements that they've signed in their contracts in the CBA, by the NFLPA and the NFL and Goodell and the owner. So, guys, just throwing out the facts out there. Let's go look at some of these comments. Tobias says, Brian Brodus, there's a chance we call up Louis Neal. Yes, and again, I don't think it's a chance. I think that's a very good possibility. I like Brodus. Brodus is usually on the mark. Not all the time, but he's usually on the mark. And I'm going to say that, Louis Neal, he looked really great. I will say for a guy out of nowhere, in a way, he looked really, really good during the preseason. And the games, then, he just really played very well. I'm excited to see how he's going to work out in there. Now, guys, our starting defensive front in the 4-3 base, it's going to be Malik Collins, 96, which we all like him. And then we have David Irving, 95, who will also play the one technique, which is over the center as a nose tackle, nose guard, playing usually like a 3-4 type defense. Sometimes they actually have a 4-3 defense, and they actually shift the line over, so they have Irving playing right over the center, and like a linebacker coming in and filling that gap in between him and the other guy. But yeah, I mean, it just these are the things we have to kind of take note. The defense is going to come together. I think it will improve, continue to improve with everything we have. With our defensive backfield, which are young and inexperienced. We're going to talk about all these things in a minute, guys. I definitely want to talk about these things. Let's see here. Dallas Cowboys forever champions. Why not bring Marquez White? And again, I had mentioned that as well. But again, I think that there's something still. When I saw Marquez White in the preseason, he seemed to be a step behind the other three guys. And I'm talking about Xavier Woods, Chidobe Awuzie, and Jordan Lewis. He just seemed always to be a step behind. So I don't know if it'll be up to the practice squad. What I'm hearing is they're going to try to go after other teams' cornerbacks. And that doesn't mean a big-name player. It doesn't mean we're going to get, Richard Sherman. That's not going to happen, guys. Let's just forget about that. At least going by what the Cowboys have shown us with their staff that they have in the last 7 years or so. They're not going to go do something like that. But, I've been seeing that there's an issue in New York with DRC, Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie. That would be nice. That would be a nice pickup. I always liked him. And I think he's a hard hitter. He's a big guy. He can cover. He can hit. He can tackle. That's what we need, guys. I like Byron Jones playing cornerback. I like Xavier Woods playing cornerback. And I like Awuzie playing safety. But now, we can't count on him all the time. Jeff Heath is really a weak link in our defense. And these are things that, will phase itself in and out eventually with Xavier Woods, I think, more often maybe playing at safety or Byron Jones could be able to shift back to a safety position. And then taking Heath out and moving over Awuzie to the other safety spot. A lot of things can go on here, guys. It's exciting to see as far as our future is concerned, but we're talking about now. The whole thing with Zeke, if assuming that he doesn't get suspended this season, which again, guys, just a real quick sidetrack. No update still on Zeke. The courts haven't given an answer yet. They're still deliberating. It's insane that it's taken this long. So I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I'm hearing things from both sides. It's good and bad. Some people say it's good, and some people say it's bad. So I don't know. We'll have to just wait it out. As soon as that hits, I'm going to go live. So be ready, guys. So let's see. T says, because we ain't rebuilding, you can't go with 3 quarters. Exactly. We really cannot go with that many rookie corners, especially Marquez White, who is, I think, a lot less of a cornerback than the other 3 rookies. And I'm talking about defensive backs. I'm including safety Xavier Woods here too, and he's playing cornerback at times as well. Tobias T says, you need vets. Rookies will make mistakes. DJ Crown J, what's up, man? How you doing? Thank you. Again, he always reminds me, you just spell your name, and it's not, we just appreciate your contribution here on, and to all you guys who talk on this stream. But DJ Crown J and Cowboys Abroad, you guys helped get a second mic for us, basically. And if you guys want to donate, at the bottom here on this ticker here, you can see it comes up also in the description. We have a Patreon page. Be more than, you know, it would be fantastic, and we would much appreciate if you guys ever want to contribute anything. That's one way of doing it. Watching the ads are another way. Hitting like is another way. So thank you guys for everything you guys contribute to this page and this channel. If you're new, please subscribe. All right, so let's go back here. I'm going to go to some of these questions real quick here. Jack the Ripper says, do you think we could pick up Revis or Cromartie? Like I said, Cromartie, I do think he's a guy we can pick up. Revis, I don't want to go with that. I don't like that. And again, because he's older, and I don't mean he's older and worn out, but nobody else is giving him a chance. There's a reason for that. And also the cost. It just really depends. It depends on both if they're affordable and we have the space. Remember, we have to still sign Zach Martin before the season ends, hopefully. So he's not a free agent, guys. T says, Revis ain't playing another snap in NFL. Exactly. Thank you. And I'm not reading these ahead, so we're just in the same wavelength, T. Thank you. Jack the Ripper says, Antonio Cromartie, not Rogers Cromartie. All right, I'm sorry. Oh, Antonio Cromartie from the Cardinals? No, what team was he on now? I forgot, but Cromartie from the Giants is the one I'm talking about, number 41. I think we need to get him. Okay, so let's see. Jack the Ripper says, you think we will change our defensive scheme? You know, that's an interesting. I do think I hope we make adjustments. I hope Marinelli makes an adjustment. Jack the Ripper, and I really hope that, you know, in a way we a little more of the Deacon defense / 3-4 type defense. You got to remember now, when we get back to this 49ers in a week and a half, we're going to have our full linebacking core there. Again, as earlier reported, Sean Lee was at practice. Now, it was a light walk through, you know, it wasn't really padded up too much, but they were out. He was out there running around. That's a great sign. No setbacks with him. He'll be out there, guys. Hitchens looked really good for me. I thought he played a fantastic game against the Packers. Hitchens, of course, a silly mistake with the face mask, but he played for his first game back after that kind of injury. It's impressive, you know. And Jalen Smith regresses. He's going to be our backup on this. I think Damien Wilson, as also reported by my fiance earlier today, Damien Wilson's charges are all dropped. They're not going to indict him. The grand jury looked over every information, and for whatever reason, even though I think he even admitted it, that he did these things, meaning he was upset and he almost ran over. He was a road rage situation where he was in a parking lot for a concert and couldn't get out. I don't know what happened. It was an argument, and he supposedly tried to run over this woman with his car, backed into her, and then supposedly took out his gun and put his gun to some man's head. So not really sure. I think it was a shotgun. I'm not even sure what really transpired, but either way, this thing is done. So unless they pull a Zeke, I see Damien Wilson, you know, no issues with him missing any playing time. And he's our third linebacker. You know, we're of course talking about Hitchens, talking about Sean Lee, but then we talk about our third guy. It's Damien Wilson. But again, you don't see three linebackers very often on our defense. When you do, you see specialty plays. Like then you'll see number 52 Durant in there, and you'll see a lot of different makeups when it comes to our defense. When it comes to these players mixing and matching, coming in and out. But the main two is Hitchens and Lee. With them in there and healthy, our defense changes. This run stop becomes better, and the pressure becomes better. So I just look for these things to hopefully work out for us as we upcoming to the next, 5/8 of the season, or however you want to call it. Oof, man, you guys, I'm sorry, guys. I'm missing a lot of your questions. Usually when fiance and I are both together doing this is so much more helpful. She definitely reels me in and be able to read some of these questions. So if you need to repost them, go ahead, guys. What's up, Jawad Samur? Hollyway, Fly Eagles. Dude, you think Eagles win tomorrow? That's a really strange name, Jawad. But all right, I know it's Hollyway. Do you think Eagles win tomorrow? My pick, Carolina. And it's just because it's so close, and I got to root for the Carolina Panthers. I'm just being honest. So sorry about that there, Hollyway. Assad says, who do you think we should go after deep defensive backs next offseason? That's a very deep question. I can't really answer all that right now. Like I said, I like Cromartie. Go Panthers, go. Yes, hopefully they win. I think they definitely have a chance to win tomorrow against the Eagles. I think the Eagles have, the only team in the NFC East to beat an over 500 team are the Redskins, and they beat the Rams in LA. So that's the toughest win that anybody has got in our division. So think about that, guys. It's still wide open. DJ Crown J, I agree. All right, we'll see, Hollyway. We'll see what happens. It'll be a good, fun game, and I'll probably be live streaming somewhat through it. So I'll be watching that game very closely. Jack the Ripper says all the teams the Eagles have beat exactly what I just said. Thank you, Jack the Ripper. T says it's going to be a close game. I have Panthers. That's about what I see it too. I definitely see a close game. I mean, the Eagles played well against the Chiefs, so I do see a closer game. But I do think the Panthers pull it out, and they're at home. Anthony Mixon, I like that corner. From okay, again, I'm gonna have to look more into those players and stuff. Panthers beat New England, Detroit both on the road. I know exactly they better win this game, but there's a kind of team that will drop this game. The Panthers, I could just see it happening. Yes, we do need the Panthers to win. This is one of those games that'd be nice to get that bonus win, I guess you can say, or I'm sorry, bonus loss. I meant a bonus win, meaning the Panthers winning, beating the Eagles. But that loss from the Eagles, that could help us down the line if they lose tomorrow night. So we shall see. Just Cowboys 42. And yes, we that's another thing I wanted to discuss, that we picked up Justin March Lillard. He's a former Chief player. He's been in a couple teams. I'll let you know right now exactly who he was with. Let me see here, guys. Hold on a second. Okay, so he played for the Seattle Seahawks, the Miami Dolphins, and the Kansas City Chiefs. He was an undrafted free agent, guys, in 2015. So he's been around the league. He's not a player that's going to go and put in there. He's just like he's a step up from practice squad. So don't put too much into him. I don't know how long he'll be on the team. We'll see. But like I said, that whole thing with the meeting with Jerry Jones and the national anthem, players remained silent. They definitely looked upset. And I wonder how you guys feel about that, guys, if that's scary to feel that your team is, your team, my team, our team, most of us on here. What's up, Tammy? How you doing? Joe Martinez, what's up? Cody Johnson, and everybody else I mentioned already. I've read some of your comments on here. Yeah, I agree, Jack the Ripper. We need a Landon Collins type safety. Let me see here. Anthony says, Anthony Mixes, I think that New York Giants corner would be huge. I agree 100%. Please, let's get him. And again, it depends. Again, I'm saying that we're not looking at the salary and what he's getting paid, but if we can afford it, let's get him. Cowboys play the 49ers, and that's in 10 days, next Sunday, Tammy. So just so you know. T says a bye week win. Exactly. It's a half game win, because basically if the Eagles lose, we just caught up half a game, and that would be fantastic. Let's hope for it. It's kind of like our Cowboy game for the week is the Carolina Eagle game tomorrow night. And I agree with you, Hollyway, on that. The Eagles definitely are earning. They're getting respect from me. I think the Eagles are going to be. I think the Redskins are going to be in there, guys. Don't downplay the Redskins. The Redskins are going to be tougher than people say. I think we're the team that's looking on the outside right now between those three, and the Giants are pretty much done. They're done. Not pretty much. They're done. It'll be the miracle of all miracles if they somehow make to the playoffs somehow. There's no possible way. Neil from LSU, I think so, yes. Joe Martinez said, we were talking about that earlier. Lewis Neal is what I think is we have now an extra spot open currently. We filled Nolan Carroll's spot with Justin, what's his name? The guy we just discussed. Sorry, guys. Justin March Lillard. We just replaced the Nolan Carroll spot with him, but now we have the Stephen Paea spot open. So we probably will call him up, someone like a Lewis Neal. And I think also look for maybe the Cowboys looking elsewhere for more depth at cornerback, or maybe I don't think they'll get a big name player, but like I said multiple times, number 41 from the Giants, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. I think he'd be a great fit for us. And again, this is not me even analyzing it as a scout or a coach. I like the way he plays and the way he's aggressive. He's naturally around the ball at all times, and he makes play. He's a playmaker. I think he'd be worth the investment for someone like him. That's my 2 cents, and it'd be kind of hard to change that right now, because I do think that there's not many other players that I would be happy with. It'd either be someone like a Ben Wickery, which would be a waste in my opinion, or someone like a Richard Sherman, which would be overspending. So so Cromartie would be right in the middle there, in my opinion. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones meets with the players this afternoon to discuss his stance on the national anthem. And I'm just reporting this. This is what it's saying here. Players are mostly gone during the open locker room sessions after meeting with him. And there's just one answer, and that was no comment from almost every single player. Again, guys, we discussed about Stephen Paea. After starting 4 games for the Cowboys out of the 5, he just couldn't do it anymore. He was, inactive last week, and his knee's swollen too much, I guess. He can't do it. As I said about Nolan Carroll, we all know he's been released. But again, guys, just 5 games into the season, and he only played what, a game and a half for us in the regular season. Um, he had a 3-year, $10 million deal, just so you know. So even though we're going to lose $2 million next year in the cap, wasted dead money, well, he's off the team, guys. It's probably for the best. And like I said about Damien Wilson and his situation, he's been cleared after backing a truck into a woman on a 4th of July concert. Grand jury said no indictment. And it happened in Frisco, in the stadium in Frisco. Just letting you know. Let me just run through this real quick, guys. As far as our practice was concerned, back to football for a second. Everybody was out there, guys. Awuzie was out there. Sean Lee, as we know, was out there. Chaz Green was even out there. Everybody was out there practicing today. Again, it was a light, practice. It was a walkthrough type practice. Tyron Smith was not there with his back. It's only one that he played the whole game. It's a game it's a pain management situation with him. So don't worry about him. Of course, at the time, Stephen Paea was not there with his knee again. We know what happened with him. He retired. So we have an open spot. Jason Witten was getting a day off today. It is the bye week. Sean Lee, again, like I said, he missed the last 2 games. He was been basically out of practice for the last 14 days, was there. And again, they're going to have one more light practice on Thursday before getting 4 days off. So again, they're just kind of rechecking in. Going to do one more practice tomorrow, and then they're going to be off for 4 days. Not real much news, guys, after tomorrow. Again, like I said, Tyron Smith not at the practice. The Cowboy players, they did say a couple of the players said, and again, not really quoted who, but a couple of players said they were confused by Jerry Jones' anthem edict to them at the little players only meeting with Jerry Jones, and I guess it was quoted by one of the players that they said they never heard this tone from Jerry ever. So I don't know. Again, to those who voted for Donald Trump, all good for you, But I think that has something to do with the way Jerry Jones is kind of reacting to all this stuff. I think there's something behind that. Again, and just a general thing, just ending the information news on a good note, and I'll go to your questions, guys. Thank you, Mr. ESPN, by the way. I saw that earlier about looking in our mailbox. Hopefully it'll be another one of these or something, something that might be, we can incorporate, because we still have the kids to mic up once in a while too. So anything else will help, guys. We appreciate anything you guys do. But yeah, I mean, the Cowboys love Jordan Lewis. This has been something that's been talked about. They made it more public today again, and by Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, Jason Garrett. Expect to see the rookie continue to start a lot, guys, and play a lot. So that's what we like to hear as Cowboy fans. Win or lose, guys, you got to remember, Jordan Lewis is a rookie, and this guy's out there balling. He's out there playing hard, playing great, and he looks like he could be really that superstar. You guys want a superstar cornerback? We already have one, guys. He's right there. His name is Jordan Lewis, number 27. So keep that in mind. Just saying, of course, things can happen. There's injuries. He was injured. Anything can happen. But again, guys, we're hopeful that the Cowboys, will somehow, or just by luck, basically, he'll stay healthy. So let me go run through some of these questions, guys. Make sure you guys hit like if you haven't already. Hit like for this stream. Hit subscribe if you're new. We appreciate all you guys who jump in here and provide a lot of the questions. I look back at these things sometimes, some of the scrolling here, chat, and that's why I have it on the screen, because I wanted to look over your questions, and you guys do open my eyes. I do miss some of your comments here, and I do apologize ahead of time. But again, I want you guys to know that I do look it over, and I do consider some of your stuff in these little chats and it comes up back to my mind. So I apologize as well if I don't call you out for being an awesome contributor in that way as well, guys. So thank you. DJ Crown J says, I'm worried about Tyron for the future, and I agree. I mean, I just he's so, you gotta really manage him well. And again, I think the Cowboys have done actually a good job with that. Boomer Sooner, what's up? Yeah, I mean, Wentz, we'll see what happens with him. I think he's going to be, I like Wentz as a quarterback. I just don't like that he's with them. Let me see, guys. What's up, Ryan101? Hi, Boomer Sooner, NYG for life. Of course, Hollyway. Joe Martinez, TA. What's up? Wentz has a bigger arm than who? Oh, than Dak. I do agree. I agree with that, and he's also a bigger guy. But of course, I think Dak is a little more elusive, and he gets out of that pocket, kind of like a Russell Wilson. Just haven't really seen him run as much yet. I think that he will be able to do that. Let me see here, guys. They both run well, actually. So no diss to Wentz, guys. Listen, I'm ready for that matchup in a couple weeks. What, 3 weeks? I think we're 3 or 4 weeks away from playing the Eagles, guys. It's gonna be. I think it's around Halloween. Ooh, wait, no. Yeah, it's after Halloween. It's like the November, but I can't wait, guys. I can't wait. So let's see here. Tobias, it's too late. You guys talking about college? All good. I don't really watch college too much. Um, so what's up, Peanut 310? What's up, man? How you doing? So guys, let me know what you guys think. I mean, I went through all the news of the day. Um, the anthem stuff with Jerry Jones bringing it up and kind of putting out something there that really, in my opinion, it really it's hurting the team, guys. I mean, rules are the rules, and if the players are allowed to do that, Jerry Jones got to let that slide, and not slide, but just he has to understand that he's going to divide this team, and it's just too bad that it's getting to this point. And again, this roots back to 2009, in my opinion, when the NFL took the money from the Department of Defense. I'm talking about within the span of like 3 or 4 years, it was like 12 or 16 million dollars. So to make sure players have to be on the field, but as it says in the manual operations booklet or whatever they have for the owners, they're only forced to be on the field. They're not forced to stand. They say they should stand, but they don't have to, and that's the way it's worded, and that's the rule. So there is that gray area. And since it's not clarified that the players do have that right, so Jerry Jones honestly, I think he's making it a bigger problem, and it's too bad. So let me look at you guys' questions. That's that whole thing. And of course, Sean Lee back. That's big news. Awuzie back. That's fantastic news. We kind of assumed that he's going to take it easy this week, but he was out there walking around. He's not going to do hitting this week, but he was back out there with Sean Lee, Chaz Green as well. So those are the injuries that we really were having. And again, we're only missing basically Tyron Smith with his back. And just a resting situation, guys. And after today's practice and tomorrow's practice, they're off for 4 days. Let's hope nobody gets in trouble. And then let's get back to work with the Cowboys after the Sunday game. So after this weekend's games. So let's see here. Anthony Mixon says, "Do you think Anthony Brown can play better?" I do think he can play better, but I like Anthony Brown. I'm not down on him yet. He is going through a little bit of a sophomore slump. And that's Anthony Mixon asking me that question about Anthony Brown. AB, I do think he's all around. I think he's good, guys. It's a whole thing that goes into the reason why our defensive backs sometimes break down. Inexperience, which includes Anthony Brown. Just maybe knowledge as well. Still learning the system, and that goes with experience, I guess. But I also think it has to do with pressure on the quarterback, and it has to do even more so than that. It has to do with the offense controlling the ball, controlling the clock, controlling the game, and resting the defense, and making the opposing team more one-dimensional. Once we do that, we win the game, but we just haven't been able to sustain that throughout a full 4 quarters, and that's a shame. So Ta says Zeke won't be playing. Well, I don't know. He's going to be playing as far as we know as of right now, and they haven't made a decision yet. The 5th District Court of Appeals. We're still waiting from that from New Orleans, and they haven't. They said last week it was supposed to be done. Still nothing, guys. So we're going already a week later since the day they said they were going to, give their ruling. I don't know if that's good or bad. Either way, when that breaks, we'll break it here for you guys. We'll bring in it to go live stream real quick when that news breaks. T says, any free info on free agents? Like I said, again, I keep saying Cromartie, Rogers. I think he's the best one. Jawad says, Boomer Sooner says the Eagles will collapse. I mean, again, if you look at the Eagles' schedule, they actually have a tough schedule once you get past the next couple. After the Carolina game, there's, I think, a couple decently easier games for the Eagles, and after that, it gets real hard for them. So it's definitely they're not out of the woods, but far from. And if we get both, we're in good shape, guys. Dallas Cowboy fan 1980, what's up, man? I love your stuff. I watch your stuff all the time, and you make some great points. We're on the same page, so when I hear your stuff, it's like I'm watching myself. So thank you for your content, guys. Check his page out. It's awesome. Dallas Cowboys fan 1980. He says, what's up, Cowboys family? Keep up the good work, this positive energy. Glad we're getting this week off to rest and recuperate. Definitely, this team, it needs it. And also, they need, I think the coaches, and I said this yesterday, need to really game plan some adjustments for the rest of the season. And I think that's something that's I'm afraid they don't do that. They don't do that enough. They don't do it in games enough, and they don't do that for the season enough. So right now, there's obviously things that are not working. It's time to, get your stuff together, tweak this, tweak that, and then, let's hope for the best and it works, guys. I still think the offensive line needs time to kind of still get together and work together better. There's really not been a consistent offensive line with Chaz Green missing the last 2 games. Lyle Collins is new to that position. I just wish we could get a right tackle and move Collins back to left guard. That would resolve everything. So let's see here, guys. Ryan 101 says, how do you think Jay Cutler is in Miami is doing? Not good, but that's expected. He's doing good enough to like keep him afloat. NYG for Life 2007 says we're versing the Broncos going to get destroyed. I mean, because you're because you're at Denver and that mile high altitude, guys. The Giants, if the Giants were smart, they'd get there not one day early like the Cowboys did. They get there 3 or 4 days early if possible. Rent out a stadium somewhere and practice in that weather, in that altitude. Holloway says it's crazy what's happening to the Giants. I agree. It's very surprising. And now they have no receivers, along with no offensive line, along with no real running backs, and again with an average quarterback. That's not good for the Giants. I mean, it's going to take their defense to win some games for them, and they probably will. But it's going to take the defense to win games, not Eli and the offense. Cody Johnson says, do you sink the stables? Okay, I don't even understand, Cody. You on acid? I'm just Mr. Wright. What's up, brother? How you doing? The Paea retirement is a shocker, but Carroll getting released is expected and overdue. I agree. It's nice. It's kind of nice to say that. At first, I was like, I'm not sure, but now we have to think about who we're going to replace him with. We need somebody else. Marquez White, what I was thinking initially, but I'm also hearing from the Cowboys camp that they're looking outside. So maybe Antonio Rogers-Cromartie. That's who I like, number 41 from the New York Giants. He had an argument with McAdoo, and so he's suspended for a game with the Giants from the team. So there's issues going on there. Maybe they wouldn't mind getting rid of him for a 5th-round pick. We'll see. Just an idea, guys. That's the one corner I would like to have. He's aggressive. He's big. He can tackle. We need someone like that, and he would fit in, I think, with our other corners because we don't have someone like that. So Ryan 101 says, I heard Sean Lee was at practice today, and that's a good sign. He was at practice, and that's a great sign. Hollyway says, Colin Cowherd said that Wentz is the next Aaron Rodgers. I mean, that's a little bit jumping the gun, in my opinion, Hollyway. Bears, 49ers, Giants, easy wins still in our schedule. We don't get, okay, for you guys. Yeah, I'd say that's about it. And again, Giants division game against a very hurt New York Giant team. That's usually when they're most dangerous, guys. Remember that. And they're a division rival. Don't overlook the Giants on that one. I agree with the other two, though. And the Bears don't look that bad. The Niners, I hope the Cowboys don't overlook them because Niners can still pull out a win. They've come close a couple of times and played some really, really good games. So I won't look over them either. There's really no easy team on either of our schedules, honestly. Anthony Mixon says, I think we need one more cornerback. I agree, and that's number 41. I would like to see him on the team, guys. I would love to see him from the Giants playing in Big D. I think he has veteran, he's a veteran. He would provide leadership, and he would be fit in with our aggressive lineup, but he's just bigger. He's a bigger, harder hitter, good run stopper, good coverage guy. I would love him on our team. Let's see if the Giants are willing to trade him. Let's see. Boomer Sooner says Wentz is not Aaron Rodgers. I agree 100%. I know they said that earlier, and I said jumping the gun. DJ Crown J, what's up? Rookies or not, we can't have open receivers in the middle. I agree 100%. And a lot of that, when they're in the middle of the field, that's our linebackers. And unfortunately, we've kind of been injured there the last couple of weeks, leaving huge holes open. And when we had Jalen Smith covering in that area, he was mismatched and burned. So, again, I think that is basically our backups playing. I think with Hitchens and Sean Lee, you're going to see a different kind of – they're going to play at a much higher level than Damien Wilson and Jalen Smith. So just keep that in mind too. Steve Scoggins says we're not going nowhere with a bad defense. I will say that defense usually wins championships for sure, but I do think that our offense is kind of our defense. And again, I've said this multiple times, but they have not played like that this way. If they had played like this like last year, guys, we'd be 5-0 right now, without question. Okay, 4-1. Let's just say we still lose to Denver. It wouldn't be nearly as bad, though, is my point. So let's see here. T says that Aaron Rodgers is the best QB of all time. I definitely put him up there. Not all time yet, but definitely up there. People always regard Green Bay as the quarterback is the best. Rodgers is good, but will end his career with one Super Bowl. Exactly. That's why I'm saying, Mr. Wright. And what you said, I kind of agree with. Not saying he's bad at all. I think he's one of the best of all time, but I don't know if he's the best of all time yet. Cody Johnson, do you think Pitbull Steelers are going to beat the Kansas City? I do think that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to beat the Steelers, even though I have Big Ben on my fantasy team for my money league. Mr. Wright says Tom Brady is the best quarterback of all time. And again, because of Bill Belichick. I think Bill Belichick is the best coach of all time. That's why and again, you can't really deny it because Brady has the stats. He has the rings, 5, and he's just superior in most situations. As a pure passer, I think people can argue that. As a pure passer, I think you have better pure passers in the game. Someone like Aaron Rodgers, it's just beautiful to see him pass the ball. And I'm not saying anything about Brady because I think he's the best probably overall quarterback. But as far as the way that they throw that pass, I mean, there's no question to me that that Rodgers is one of the prettier looking passes. He throws one of the prettier looking passes in the league. We need to stop playing Tampa 2 Boomer Sooner. I agree, 100%. It's an outdated defense, and everyone's just picking it apart, especially with the way our team is set up and the youth. We need to get something a little different. Not sure I'm not the coach, so I don't know what it should be. Holloway says he didn't see it because Rodgers just a version of him. Well, we'll see. Time will tell, Holloway. Dallas Cowboy fan 1980. This year we've been playing musical chairs with the O-line. Agreed. The O-line is the heart of the offense. That's why we're successful last. Exactly. And again, we're playing musical chairs mainly because of this one guy, Chaz Green, and because of him, we've had to always rely on Jonathan Cooper getting split time in practice. The line is not really gelling together because they're always playing, like you said, musical chairs. Whether it was Byron Bell in the preseason and Jonathan Cooper in the preseason. And now it's been Chaz Green for the most part, and I think Jonathan Cooper actually gelled better, but he's just not as good as Chaz Green. But Chaz Green is unreliable, so that is really a sticking point. If we can somehow move La'el Collins over to the left guard, and then get a good right tackle, but that was the plan with Doug Free, which he's not. I wouldn't regard him as a good right tackle, but I definitely miss him a little bit. I can't believe I'm saying that with all his flags. I don't know if I could still take him back on the team, but we just need to really shore that up. Leary was a big missing piece on that on that offensive line, and it's biting us in the booty. Steve Scoggins says, if offense and defense win, why did we score 60 points in 2 games and lost? Again, we scored the points, but it was not consistent enough. We did not score it in a consistent fashion. We didn't really take it on long drives and control the game. We were up, and then we let them come back, and then we had to chase them from behind, and so it's kind of like a mirage a little bit. We had to keep up with them. We would love to win that game 24-20 or something like that. But, I agree with Aaron Rodgers, who is, by the way, guys, a superior quarterback, if not one of the best in the league. If not the best in the league now, one of the best for sure. And you got to remember that we are playing against, an Aaron Rodgers that's going to pick our defense apart. We're not built yet to stop him. Now we go against Eli Manning, different story. I think our defense will stop them. So you got to really look about on that side of things too. I think our defense is good enough. Let me put it that way. But I don't think with all the injuries we've been there yet to our best to our abilities on defense. Also with time and experience for these rookies, I think that's going to help a tremendous amount by week 8, week 9. As I said, that's when you're going to really see the defense improve. That's going to take time. So it's up to the offense to take a little more responsibility. And the fact that the play calling has been so bad, in my opinion, at critical times of the game. Sometimes during the game, I'm like, wow, I like the play calling. And a lot of times it's like, what are they doing at this point of the game? Why would you play around like that? And they say they didn't want to get too cute with running the clock down. But to me, they got too cute by throwing a pass, by stopping the clock and not having the Green Bay Packers use their last time out, not getting the first down and goal, which was pretty obvious. And it was not Dak that decided that, even though it was a run-pass option. It was a planned run-pass option because the offensive line came up in a pass blocking stance, not in a run blocking stance. And even with that, Zeke, it was obvious that the linebackers were playing about 4 or 5 yards back from the line. Zeke could have easily got the 2 yards for the first down, first and goal. Packers use a timeout, and then we run until we score. Nothing had shown that they could stop us. Gave the game away. Sorry, guys. My rant. Romo has better stats than Brady, though. Stats aren't everything, exactly what T says. Brady has 5 rings, and that really is a big boom to it. I agree. T says, of course, Dallas Cowboy fan 1980 says, football is about rhythm. Once you get into rhythm, we won't be stopped. I agree. And it comes to the offensive line, got to stay cohesive and consistent. Go back and look at the fourth quarter against the Packers. Exactly. We should have stick to that in the third quarter. We should have stick to that in the fourth quarter before we threw that pass to T. Will. Even though he should have caught it, and I agree, it's no excuse for that. And it would have been a nice pickup. Why risk it? Run the ball, run the clock. We had a 3-point lead, a 2-point lead. What's wrong with the Cowboys? Why don't they stick to what's a 3-point lead, I think it was. Why don't we stick to what is working? What got us to this point? We had the lead. We got to stop on Aaron Rodgers, and then we decided to get fancy, get what would Jason Garrett say? You get too cute. We got cute. Throwing the passing, 2nd and 7. You run the ball. Now it's 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2. Come on. Anyways, we should have kept Leary, Steve, for sure. DJ Crown J, yes, we do miss him for sure. Mr. Wright says, it's ifs and buts, sugar, nuts, every day would be Christmas. Yeah, we can't go back, and we can't change it. Man, and I agree with you. I think Tom Brady in a Jason Garrett offense would be a lot worse than in the Bill Belichick offense. You put Romo and Belichick, you see Romo with 5 Super Bowls, probably, maybe more. Who knows? I'm not taking away anything from Brady because he did it, and that's what matters. But I'm just throwing it out there for you guys. Come on, our defense is not doing nothing. I mean, our defense, again, 7 possessions for the Packers. They scored five of those possessions, 4 touchdowns and a field goal. That's 31 points. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, 4 touchdowns. Yeah, 4 touchdowns and a field goal is what they scored. So they scored 4 times, and then we gave them a touchdown, if you guys recall. And that touchdown was, their defense scoring. So they scored 35. They missed 2 extra points. So it would have been 37. So, it hurt us tremendously. I think it would have been 38, actually. Anyways, still a very young defense, like Cowboys 482 says. I agree 100%. Dallas Cowboy fan 1980 says, we finally got our running game going in the 4th quarter. They couldn't stop it. We played 5 games and still not in rhythm. Shaking my head. I agree. And that's why it's kind of depressing to look forward. But again, Dallas Cowboy fan 1980. And again, it's depressing to see what's happened. But I do think we still have a chance. We still have a chance. This season is far from over. And like you said, get some rhythm with the offensive line, and the coaches can just please stick to running the ball more often. I don't care if we look a little predictable. Once we start really moving that ball, then we can do whatever we want, play action, move Dak out of the pocket, run or pass, the Witten, the T-Will, that play. You guys all know that play. It's beautiful. And again, that's what you do when you run the ball on a consistent basis. Even if it doesn't work the first down, Zeke was falling down for 2 yards every time. He did this against the Rams. He did this against the Packers. Even most of the plays, he didn't lose many yards. I know he lost maybe three downs. He lost 2 to 4 yards. But the rest of the time, whenever he got hit at that line, he always, even if he was stuffed, he went forward 2 or 3 yards on top of where he was stopped. I mean, Zeke is a special player, and even though he ran 23 times, we lost again. Last game against the Rams, it was 21 times. We lost both these games. We were 20-2 before that point. Now we're 20-4. So it's disappointing that we can't. We're establishing the run, but it's just herky-jerky. It's not consistent. And that's why we're losing these games. As far as the offense is concerned, and that's with us having a defense, and I got to jump in to myself here for a second. On defense, we have, rookies. We have inexperienced guys. We have, injured linebackers, and all these things together, and we're still hanging in there on all these games, except for Denver. I mean, we gave away these last 2. Mainly, in my opinion, because of coaching in the end. So, all right, let me get back to this guy. Sorry. Cody Johnson says, I'm going to Halloween Horror Nights. Enjoy, Cody. That's right, within an hour drive from us. So, enjoy. Michael Zewich, Dallas will destroy the 49ers, and that's what we hope. We hope so. I don't want to overlook them, though. We cannot overlook them. I really hope the Cowboys do some alterations and adjustments to their game plan for the rest of the season. And we take care of business like we're supposed to against the 49ers. But there's no guarantees, guys, not the way we've been playing. Mr. Wright, although I'm not invested in this Cowboys team yet, I like that it's young. Getting better week to week will lead to success. Unfortunately, we are not seeing them get better week to week on defense. And again, I do think some players are looking better. And also, I think the fact that we're missing Sean Lee, these last 2 games, the fact that we're missing Hitchens for the first 4 games, those are key players. And I think that if they don't have any more setbacks and they don't have any more injuries, and that's a big if, when it comes to Sean Lee especially, I think that we're going to be fine on defense. I think that it will be enough. I'm not saying we're a defense that win you a game. I say our defense, it has enough to keep things close, bend not break, and it's up to the offense to get touchdowns, not field goals. That was our recipe last season, and we stuck to it. And I don't know why. Maybe Garrett and Linehan didn't want to get too crazy because, running the ball was safe with a rookie quarterback back there. But I think we should. It's not about any diss to Dak. I think Dak when he needs to, he can be called upon to do whatever needs to be done, but not the entire game. And that goes for almost any quarterback in the league. There's only 2 or 3 you can say that about, that it can do that throughout the entire game. Or, and so I think Dak is a great quarterback, and he just needs to be given better plays by his coaches. So, hey, enjoy, Steve. That's awesome, man. Enjoy that game. I have a friend that lives out there with his daughter. I hope they go to the game and enjoy it. And again, we need to get Garrett gone. I agree with you, Steve. And that does affect our Super Bowl chances, in my opinion. We wasted all those years with Romo. And now I hope we don't start wasting them with Dak. And we really need him out there to get on the field and really do some good stuff. Guys, make sure you guys hit the like button, please. It helps us promote the channel. If you are a new watcher here, a new viewer, hit subscribe and hit the little notification bell, guys, because we do this every day, these live streams, whether it's this week just to vent or to just talk about the new news, which, again, there was a lot of news today out there. So, definitely do that. And, again, and then we've had another mic, basically because of DJ Crown J and Cowboys Abroad. They donated through our Patreon page, and the information is below here in the ticker and in the description below. So check that out if you'd like to help us out, guys. We're just a young, growing channel, been around for 3 months, and we love what's going on here. So thank you for participating, and even if watching the ads or contributing through here, guys, thank you, much appreciated. Season is over if we lose to San Francisco. I don't want to say that, but yeah, it's one of those things where it's going to be a slow understanding that the season's coming to an end, definitely. Unless something we could just win every single game out. Let's see here. DJ Crown, just a tap or two is good, but we don't have the player to do it. Maybe Lewis, that's it. I agree with DJ Crown J, but it's still, with our defensive players, like you said, every team will just pick us up. Every team with a decent quarterback will pick us apart. That's why Eli did not. Mr. Wright says the truth about the 2017 Cowboys is that we are not a bad team, win a bunch of games. Playoffs, maybe the defense has to improve from week to week. And again, I think we still have a chance because the division is going to be filled with 9-7 winner, 10-6 winner, and 11-5 definitely wins the division. If the Eagles can get to that point, it's over. But I think that the Redskins, Eagles, Cowboys, any one of us can hit that 9 or 10 mark, and then it comes down to tiebreaker, and that's where these division games become important, the head-to-heads. And that's why those are the most important games we have in our schedule. No matter what the Atlanta game and the Oakland game and the Seattle game and the Kansas City game, those are nice. The big teams, they're tough teams. We got to beat the Redskins, the Giants, and the Eagles. So, I'm sorry, back to this, guys. Dallas Cowboys fan 1980 says, the Cowboys should have the word adjust in the locker room. Oh, you're saying the word that I've been screaming about since the beginning of the Jason Garrett era. They need to adjust. Exactly, guys. Frankie G says coaches should know about the clock management against Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I think they did. I think they were trying to say maybe this is what my opinion is like. Let's put it on the defense. This will spark them to excel in the future for the rest of the season. It'll give them a good jump off. And they're talking about Aaron Rodgers with a defense. You have a lot of weak spots in, especially with Sean Lee out and injuries to our defensive backfield, inexperience back there. Come on, Dallas Cowboy coaches. Come on, Jason Garrett. You're the leader. You're supposed to be the leader there. Garbage. It's just too bad. It's just too bad. So, let's see here, guys. I'm going to be getting off of this here. It's getting late. It is late. But I appreciate all you guys out here, guys. Make sure you guys hit like, hit subscribe if you're new. Thank you all. Steve Scoggins says the Eagles will be tougher this year. I agree. I agree 100%. It's going to be. I can't wait for that game. And the Redskins are going to be tougher this year too. And Boomer Sooner says Seattle never run a tap at 2. Yeah, listen, guys, I love the content you guys are providing for our channel. Thank you for being part of our family, my Cowboys family. And make sure you jump back in here tomorrow, guys. We're going to do another update. If anything happens with Zeke, we're going to break it live. Myself, fiance, one of us will. And, hit like, hit subscribe if you're new. And, guys, much appreciated. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Aside from that, there's just 2 words I have to scream. As you know, what's coming. Go Cowboys! And that's the way we do it, guys. Take care. Peace out. Much love. And go Cowboys.